Hi, Umed Hamza here again, and this is another video, part of the Waves 2U video tutorial series. In this video, I'll explain the concept of publishing and the various ways to control publishing content within Waves 2 content management system. So here we are at our initial dashboard, and before we actually get into what publishing is and what it does, I'd like to explain how websites are created and how that's tied to publishing. So if we go over here and open our Manage Content section, visit our Manage Websites grid, we'll see all of the websites listed for this particular system. Now you can see we have several websites here, and if I just take this first one, which is our waves2.com marketing website, I can edit it, and here I can see that within each website entry, we actually have two URLs, a live website URL and a stage website URL. So the whole idea here is when we create a website, we actually create two mirrored sites of each other. So starting with a stage website, which is a URL that's usually a subdomain. It could be something like stage.waves2.com. And then you have your actual live domain, which is your public-facing website. So once we have two websites created, the whole concept is users within the system will make changes to pages, to templates, to style sheets, really any aspect of a web page, and they'll be able to view those pages on the staging site. Now, once they are comfortable with the changes and have previewed it and are satisfied with the work they've done, they can then publish those changes from the stage site to the live site. Now, I'm going to go over the couple ways that a user can publish, and some of them are very generic and others are very fine-tuned. If we open up our menu once again, here our tree menu on the left, we can go down to a section called Utilities, and when we open this up, you can see that we have a publishing node. I'm going to click on that, and our larger publishing interface is going to open up. So you can see here, reviewing the publishing interface, on the very left, I'm able to select the website that I want to publish. As you see, in this system, we currently have 4 websites. It's defaulted to the first one, and I can toggle to any other here to publish that particular page. Here in the center area, we can see that we have 2 options here. We can publish the entire website, or we can set up a custom website publish. We can also see the stage path. So this is the actual path on the staging server where our files are being copied to. And similarly, this is the path on the live server where our files are being copied to. When it comes to publishing, we could either publish locally on the same server, or we can publish on a remote server using our Waves 2 CMS service, which facilitates that communication. In that case, what we need to make sure we do is we need to update the FTP info, which will allow us to facilitate and make sure that we have access to that remote server. You can see here that we just provide some of the basic FTP information. For example, the drive that it's going to be loaded on, the FTP map path. Of course, we need an administrator, user account, and password in order for this FTP to go through. Once we save this once, it's saved in the system, and from there, users can come and publish without having to go through that step over and over again. Entire website is very straightforward. I can have this selected, click on Publish, and the entire staging website will publish to the live site. So at that given point, we'll really have 2 sites that replicate each other exactly. We're also able to schedule a publish. So if I click on this button here and have the entire website feature selected, here what I can do is schedule a particular publish. You can see that here we have entire selected, and I can choose a particular date and time. Let's say we set this up for November 30th, and it's set for 12 a.m., which is good. It's right at midnight. And when I save this particular website will publish when that given date and time comes. Now, besides just publishing, we also have cases where we need to synchronize just certain data. For example, let's assume that we have a form builder on the website which accepts data that's then brought into a database table within the CMS. Whenever that data is brought in, it's first brought into the live site table. So in some cases, we want to extract that data and bring it back to the CMS where we can view it, export it, manipulate it. So in those cases, what we would do is use our synchronized CMS data and synchronized custom data tools. Now, we talked about entire website, but what if we only want to publish certain aspects of the website? We can click on this custom selection tool, and you can see that we have a series of tabs on the top which let us really fine-tune exactly what we want to publish. Starting with the first tab here, which is our websites, we have all of our web pages listed. The web pages that have recently been changed are check marked, and it's also indicated which user has changed it and at what time. Now, if I want to just grab a couple of these pages, the first thing I could do is select everything and unselect everything, making sure I don't publish something that I'm not ready to yet. Then I could begin selecting certain pages. For example, I may choose the home page, I may choose the widget section, and by section I mean this is a folder page. So by choosing this propagate web folder on selection tool, I will also publish every item that's within widgets. You can see that's automatically been selected. I can toggle over to the database tab. Let's assume that I want to publish my registration table. Similarly, we have a section for templates. You can see some of these are selected. We have CSS files that we can publish. And again, there's always two versions of all these assets. So if I go and I modify a CSS on my website and change some font colors, I see that change on the stage site, but then need to publish the style sheet for the live site to receive. Finally, we have something a little different here, which is deleted pages. There are cases where a page has been deleted from the CMS or from the stage site. It's really the same thing there. However, since it was previously published, that page resides on the live site. For example, this test page we can see here. So what if we wanted to remove that page from the live site? Well, that page will be listed here. The CMS will recognize there's a page that's been removed from the CMS, however, still resides on the live site. So it'll list it here, and by selecting it, it'll remove that page rather than publishing it. It's almost like it's extracting it away from the live website. Once I'm ready, I can click on Save Here, and basically what I'm going to get is a little summary of all the items I selected so that I know exactly what I'll be publishing. Here you can see we have all these pages that are listed, some of them within the widget. And then the system will also recognize certain pages that have dependencies. For example, a page may be linked to another page that we're publishing, and the system will recommend that we publish that page as well. That's what all these other pages are. Now we have some of our templates selected, our style sheets, databases, and last but not least, we have our test page that we want to remove. So once I'm ready, I can click on Save Here. And basically what I've done is I've set up a custom publish. Now, at this point, I could either publish, and that'll take care of all those items that I want to publish to a live site, or I can now use the Schedule Publish tool, and this time, instead of entire website, I'm doing a custom publish with the items that I just selected. Now, this was just a way of publishing using the publishing interface. However, throughout the CMS, we have other places where we can publish as well. For example, here on our home dashboard, we have our Manage Pages grid. I'm able to select any of these pages and quickly publish items right from here. So I can click on this Publish Item tool, and that'll publish this page. Similarly, I can select two items. So let's say I want to publish a couple of things at once. I can open this up and publish a series of pages at once. Now let's assume we're editing a page. I'm going to click on this Using Style Sheets edit icon, which is going to take me to the editing interface. So here we are on our editing interface, viewing the Using Style Sheets page. And when I'm here, anytime I'm viewing this any particular page in this interface, we always have this icon, and this is our single publish tool. So while I'm here, I can click on this particular page publish tool. It's going to ask me, am I sure to publish? I'll click on OK. And in the case when you're publishing a page, it has a template. It'll give me a summary of the templates that are also included on this page. I'm able to select those templates in the case that I want to publish the template along with the page itself. Once I'm ready, I'll click on this publish icon, and the changes on this particular website and also the template, depending on my selection, will be published to the live website. So this concludes this video on the various ways of publishing within the CMS. As you can see, there's really full control of what you can publish, when it can be published, and that just kind of gives a good way to keep control and make sure that the only things that are seen by viewers of the live public website are things that have been reviewed and approved and are ready to go live.